All right. Well, here we are. It's a shitty day out, day after Halloween, November 1st. And people are losing their minds over their EBT. Oh, boy. Kids, don't go rob the store. Here in Washington, they have closed down numerous Fred Meyers, QFCs, and other stores in neighborhoods where they keep getting robbed. So now they're all upset. These people are upset because they closed down a fucking grocery store in their neighborhood. Well, stop robbing the store, knuckleheads. What you young people ought to do is start getting focused. You know, figure out what you're going to do with your life besides sit around and be, in the hood. Fuck the hood. Get involved. There's a new movement going on. There's a young actress, Jennifer Lawrence, is kind of getting involved here, and we need to step across the line, folks. And I'd encourage everyone to register as an independent. Don't go with either side. We've been shown that the Democrats did, in fact, lie to us. They can't be trusted. When a congressman or woman goes to the D.C., they spend most of their time on the phone raising money for the next election. And you know who they're calling? The richest of the richest. Okay? They don't call us. Let's get a movement going with this young lady. She's I don't really know much about her. I saw a video. And I'd encourage anybody to watch it. And this politics is broken. It's a broken system. And now look what we have. Big goddamn mess, folks. Big goddamn mess. And how are we going to get out of it? Well, I'm not. I'm 64 years old. I'm totally fucked. I've got a hell of a case of rheumatoid arthritis. I can't climb a ladder anymore. I can't fucking work, and I'm punished by our government. Keep us chained to the ground. Social Security has a program. It used to be a 9-month. Now they extended it to 11-month, but they won't go a year. And I've worked on Social Security and disability a very long time. I've never stopped trying to work. Allowed to make a certain amount of money. That's fine. But these assholes down there in California have got me hamstrung. Didn't allow for any deductions for my business. They just said, well, that's if, my little rideshare taxi cab company in 2023, and I had a hell of a lot of write-offs that year, so, and they're like, no, we don't allow those write-offs. They're not allowing me my Medicare premium write-off, which with 3 months there I would have been under the thing. I know there's a lot of people who say, well, if you can work, go to work. Well, I'm trying. Unfortunately, I have an illness, a rheumatoid arthritis, and son of a bitch, it's getting the best of me now. I seem to have got my right hip. I've got a left artificial hip, left artificial knee, left artificial shoulder. God damn. So, we're chained to the ground. You will never get ahead unless you do something under the table. And that's what I've been telling people, because it's not worth the investigation that you go under. I have the Goon Squad follows me. I told my brother, the Goon Squad's following me again. He's like, Jim, are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure, man. The motherfucker's right behind me. and they have. And I don't care. I tell them, saddle up, get your boots on, get in the fucking car, let's go. I don't hide anything. If I was hiding anything, I'd be getting pounds of weed and selling dope dime bags to my neighbors. That's what I would do, and that's what I would recommend to anybody. That a chronic illness, an autoimmune disease, neurological illness, are things that typically get worse over time. And mine has devastated my life. And unfortunately, I was really at the prime, and I thought I'd live forever, and, indestructible, 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and it didn't work out that way. And I suspect a lot of our lives won't. But I say don't ever quit trying. Because when you quit, I couldn't handle, when my first year or two of disability, I sat in a low-income apartment, government assisted, and I began to get withdrawn, totally awkward socially with people, couldn't just come up and speak. I was self-conscious of my illness, and I have a limp, and I have, you see my hands are just a mess. This one's a real mess. and you get, anybody would get self-conscious of that. And after a while, I just had to say, fuck it. I don't care what somebody thinks, and I don't. I've had little kids come up to me and say, "Mister, what's wrong with your hands?" I'd be like, just brutally honest kids. I love it. But don't stop trying. Don't stop trying to make it. We see, I was in the neighborhood, the hood, for a while. They tried to place me in the hood. I can't do it. People throw their garbage all over the streets and stuff. I was in a brand new building, and what a disaster that was. Brand new apartment building, and it was a nice little apartment. And I just said, I can't, screaming fire engines, noise, dope fiends outside in the streets. And I'm thinking, why do these social workers think this shit's going to work for people, especially if you have drug problems? Yeah, drugs were right there. First day they opened a brand new building, and their drugs were in the building. Unbelievable. Couldn't fucking believe it. But I think people should be allowed to earn, near $4,000 a month, because I know what it takes. If you own and operate your own business, Social Security is saying, no, fuck you. We're not giving you one deduction, not for your business license, not for your operating expenses or nothing. So fuck you, Social Security, and the fucking horse you rode in on. I hope your sorry fat ass is sitting in your fucking chair and have a heart attack. A stroke from sitting on it all day long. I'm a problem solver. I go in these houses and people will still call me and say, "Jim, we got a problem in the house and we can't figure it out." I'm one of the best troubleshooters you're ever going to meet. I can solve problems. But I'm just at a physical limitation now that, I'm in a walker, and a dadgum walker, and it's a wheel walker. The VA gave it to me, and just don't know what I'm going to do now. My low back's fucking killing me for weeks now, and I just think it's just the extra stress I'm putting on it. When I see these young people, with all this potential, and they're healthy and strong, and all they want to do is hang out, chill. Fuck chilling. Chilling ain't no good, fellas. That leads to going to the corner store, and they got all that sugary beer, and don't eat the fucking cheese puffs. Good God, those things are loaded with these chemicals and stuff in our bodies. All it does is destroy your kidneys. And you're trailing off, Jim. Okay. But I would encourage anyone to be careful. If so, here's the deal. If you're going to go to self-employment, and I know a guy who's doing the ride share, it's disability, Social Security, and he mentioned it, and it was before I had any letters yet, other than the one they're going to fuck me. He said, well, I'm counting on my mileage deduction to keep me under the limit. And I went, uh-oh, that's what I did. Doesn't work. The deduction this year is 70 cents a mile. You drive 10,000 miles, that's $7,000 deducted. Well, Social Security doesn't deduct that mileage. IRS does. IRS allows the deduction. Okay. Now they said if I need an assistant, Social Security, then we could deduct that. Well, I don't need no one to hold my fucking nuts for me. I got it. Calm down, man. Fuck you. I ain't calming down. All I can say is this political system's a mess, and I just saw this video with Jennifer Lawrence. She's a movie actress. Real pretty girl. I don't think I've seen any of her movies, but I don't watch a lot of movies. So, but she had some real sensible things to say about our political system. You mean we're electing a congressperson, a man or a woman, to go to the halls of Congress? And they got to spend at least a half a day on the phone every day raising more money for the party? So how many representatives are there? 400? Some shit like that? You got 400 idiots raising money. So we got to stop this. We're gonna get a good young person who's smart, intellectually smart, that knows economics. You have to know economics and civics and all this, and how the system really works, or supposed to work. And this guy that's in office will not finish his first term. The predictions are in, and nobody's saying why he won't finish it, but my good guess is he's going to drop fucking dead. That's not an easy job, folks. So I decided I'm going to run for governor of Washington State. They're thinking, what? And I'll just be a stepping stone for the next young people to come in and straighten this financial mess in this state. That's a disaster. Hang on. Just a fucking disaster. We have this projection, they call it, of our till 2029 of how much income we're going to get. And with the economy now, see, nobody foresaw that all these smart motherfuckers, a lot of lawyers involved in this politics. Make no mistake. I'm up against Department of Labor and Industry investigation. The Department of Justice is representing the Department of Labor and Industry, and I can see why, because they lost $30 million. That money's gone. It was supposed to make a medical financial record system for the claims, the injury claims they have for workers here in Washington. That money just up and fucking vanished like a fart in a fucking wind. And they're not saying or won't say. Can't say. Whatever. Cat got your fucking tongue? Where's the fucking money at? And I'm not getting off of this dime, this $150 million fucking dollars for a 50-unit tiny home village. Come on. That's $3 million a piece, folks. For a lawnmower shed with a crapper in it. I guess there was a shower in it too. And a microwave. And a bed. $3 million bucks? Somebody's fucking palms got grease, and that was under Jay Leno's Jay Inslee. Yeah. Good fucking job, leaders of Washington State and all you fucking lawyers. It's just like Christine Gregoire was the Attorney General, big hotshot lawyer. She gets a rainy day fund from the tobacco lawsuit. That goes into this rainy day fund. Well, fuck, people are starving to death, and then, homeless all over the street, drug addicted kids. We can't stop the flow of fentanyl in our state. I have lost multiple members of my family from drugs, not fentanyl specifically, but drugs like those. I don't give a fuck. They're all the same. Motherfuckers. And if I was the big dog, oh boy. I'm going to put together a team of people, and that fentanyl. And I guess now they're lacing it with, the kids told me that something called tranquilizer. And that's, I guess, why these kids get folded in half and they're, what a god-awful thing. And then they blame the homeless problem on the homeless. Jesus. And they don't stand a chance. I really feel sorry for people that are getting their crappy RV. But you know what? Up here in Washington, why they're not burning. Oh, there's the thing. See, here's what you got in Washington. Now, this just started. See how wet it is out there? How long you think you'll last? If you're elderly, it's a beautiful place. These are 70-year-old trees, by the way. It's a beautiful place, but let's face it, that this is our kitchen. We're almost done with it today. Moving along. We're going to get the new appliances in here, and if Mike's going to come in, we're going to trim this out tomorrow. And okay, trailing off again, Jim. I know. But what a damn mess. And also some people can be rich. But how many fucking houses can you live in? How many cars can you drive? How many planes can you fly? There's something just pathetic about this. What has happened to the spirit of ourselves inside? Do we care that this poor soul is strung out, broke, homeless, destitute, on drugs? Fuck. I've got multiple family members, and I'm not going to name nobody or nothing, but I've seen my share of it. I've seen my share. And I say, let's clean up the mess. And it starts with us. It's going to take someone like me to come in, make governor, and straighten this out. And what I'm going to do is take the young people with me. My assistants, my office people, so that they start getting involved. You give a fuck about no experienced fucking lawyer. Fuck that lawyer. He can go down and work for the local law office or whatever, Go work for the DA's office or something. Because these people, as smart and intelligent as they are, they can't stop it. Now, I listened to an interview with Dave Riker. He was our former King County sheriff who caught that Green River killer. And he had some sensible things to say about our problems with the drugs here now. They decriminalized it there for a while, and the cop couldn't even read it, smoking fentanyl on the bus. And it made the news, of course, and then the public health department said, oh no, secondhand fentanyl smoke is harmless. Oh, really? How did they make that determination in 2 days? Because that's anecdotal shit. There has to be some studies done, long-term studies. We need drivers driving the buses with people smoking fentanyl and doctors testing everybody. Come on. Secondhand cigarette smoke's no fucking good. Fuck, man. Fuck. What's it gonna take? Somebody getting busted upside the head. It's at least warm out today. I know, they say, Jim, calm down. Fuck that. I ain't calming down. Fuck that. I hope those raunchy son of a bitches, these Blumenthal, Nancy Pelosi, the fucking, the Kentucky senator, what the fuck is his name? He's a piece of crap. Remember, he froze up on stage. He just went. He found out his proctologist was transgender. They whispered in his ear and he went, yeah. What's his name? Mitch McConnell. There you go. See the look in his face? Fucking dude. I'm hoping we're going to knock this thing out tomorrow, man. Get all our major shit done, and Mike's going to be here. He's a good guy, man. I don't call many people brothers, but he's been a brother to me without any expectation of nothing. He's a good guy. I've sent him highly recommended. He didn't have to help me, and he did. My family's not in a position to help me as far as, a place to stay, because my sister's mother-in-law lives with him. Her son just came home, homeless too. What a fucking mess, man. But my mother's apartment is a very small apartment, and I don't want to, put stress on my mom. It's an unfair thing to do. If I don't have to, I'm not doing it. I won't. Hopefully I'll be in the Veterans Village here in Ording, Washington. Oh, there's another one. Ording, Washington, the Recovery Cafe is now closed, I think. It's a not-for-profit, help veterans and anybody that wants to go hang out and have coffee and a conversation and, start a new day without, sobriety. And they ripped off the fucking $250,000 that was donated to them in the little town of Ording, Washington. I didn't know they had a fucking $250,000 in that town. Fuck, if I did, I'd probably went down there and tried to get it myself. I'm just kidding. Had a fucking an employee in King County here in Washington, and has been ripping off the system for 11 years, and they finally caught her. She got $3 million. See, people think, we'll steal just a little at a time, and I'm not a thief. You're a thief. A thief is a thief. And when it comes to integrity, when you leave the pile of money on the table and you put a camera on it, see who comes and takes that money. Whether it's $20 or $20,000. I say this, kids, let's get a political movement. I think that the words from this young actress I watched yesterday, Jennifer Lawrence, she just seemed to be sensible. Let's get politics back on track. Let's get this train back on the track. Let's get the ship headed in the right direction. We're bailing water out of the boat, and it's going down, kids. And my dad had a sailboat, and it's actually quite terrifying to be in a boat when water's coming on the boat and you don't know where it's coming from. The boat's going down, and I finally found a through-hole fitting that was a hose had busted. I fucking near died in that boat accident. My recommendation is this next election, in November, a year out, in the midterms, and we can get rid of these motherfuckers. And when it comes to Bob Ferguson, he's going to be dealing with me. They want to go on a stage and do a debate? Oh, I'm going to burn him to the ground, buddy. That guy's got nothing to say to me. Guarantee it. The Department of Justice is representing labor and industry against a civil suit against me for $1,000. They said I did a advertisement on Craigslist. I'm 64. And I've been in the trades, my whole life. And And they're saying I made an illegal, unlawful ad to contract, offer, submit, bid. I did not. I was employed with the contractor. The contractor said, Jim, go ahead and manage, run a bid or an advertisement and get some work. But I want to get a guy checked out. But we had to get to work, and that's as simple as that. And now they have got this thing strung out. Now they relieved the other judge because I decided to take this all the way to administrative hearing. I took it to one hearing with the Department of Justice. Sarah, real nice lady. I got nothing bad to say about her. But they offered me $100 off the fine. But I had to admit to I said, I'm not admitting to it. I didn't unlawfully run a fucking ad. The Department of Justice should be looking out for the citizens against government. And when I see this new judge, we've got a video conference on November 18th, and believe me, I'll probably be fucking madder than hell by then. These cocksuckers want money out of my pocket, and I don't have any money to give to them. We'll see what happens. You know, I know I have to be careful because it is an administrative law judge, so I don't know if he can find me in contempt and being a smart ass, a fucking loudmouth. You know, I'm not a professional fucking attorney. And I am the kind of motherfucker that will get in your face when you accuse me of something, and I don't have the right to confront the inspector who was online. His job is to stay on Craigslist and find people. That's his job. He's not going to admit that, well, Jim was employed with the company, and therefore, just like the Assistant Attorney General, Sarah represents the Attorney General, works for the Attorney General who represents Department of Labor and Industry. She has full authority of the Attorney General's office while she's doing this case. Just like I do, when I'm working for a contractor, I work on the contractor's behalf. But they say no. It's all right. We'll see what happens. Fuck them assholes. We just want to know where the $30 million is. That's all. Where's the fucking money at? Lying bunch of fucking politicians. Fucking ripping us off. We got a $40 million projection of over budget by 2029. Holy criminy. Let's slow down the spending, huh? Let's do an audit. There's no transparency anymore. Not in the state. It used to have some transparency. Even the lottery. What happens when the lottery wins? The state wins. Most people take all the money at once and leave half to the state. That's all right. That's all right. We're going to figure this shit out. And, you know, hopefully Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi end up like their colleague, Dianne Feinstein. And we saw what they did. The poor lady was kept in office by these bleeding heart liberals till she died. She was mentally incapacitated. She couldn't make decisions. She didn't understand what the fuck is going on. And God bless her. She was a good, fine person. She was, you know, part of a movement back in the day. But, you know, there comes a time when you have to call it. Like I had to quit doing electrical shit. I knew I was going to end up hurt on a job and not able to finish it or something. No, I didn't do that. You step aside. You step aside. You man up. Accept your fate, your destination in life. And sometimes it's a little better just to grab your fishing pole and head on out to the fishing hole. You know, we don't have to drag these politicians and how those liberals keep reelecting. How can you reelect someone who has no mental capacity? Dianne Feinstein. You know, come on, folks, let's wise up. Let's get rid of all these fucking politicians. Okay? If you're a lawyer, I really I don't need you. Now, I know that the state does have to have attorneys and all that bullshit to make sure that the fucking governors, he has to go to an attorney and, is it okay if I fucking burn this asshole? Well, you know, is it malicious? I don't know. You should be looking out for your constituents, the citizens of Washington. Like when Social Security comes after me, I have nobody to help me. It's all right. I take the war on all fronts. They say, Jim, you're cut off and surrounded. I said, you know what? I'm a U.S. Armored Cavalry trooper, and that's what I do. I'm used to being cut off and surrounded, and I'm going to fight and fight and fight. I ain't a quitting. One way or another, I'm going to get to you. And if it's this telephone, that's the way it's going to be. You know. Anyways, God bless the young people, and I hope your life journey turns out a lot better than mine did. You know, through no fault of your own, or even we all make bad decisions, life choices. But it doesn't mean you can't turn the boat around. Get the train back on the tracks and get moving. Don't let one thing, you know, young kids end up in trouble with the law. That doesn't mean your life's over. And that's one thing I'll be doing as governor, is making some plans to help people that have been incarcerated. This getting out of jail with $200 in your pocket and they turn you loose on the street, that's not good enough. I mean, I don't really know what the corrections does these days, but I hear it's not much. So I say God bless everyone. Good luck on your life journey. May the Holy Spirit come over all of us and just get us all straightened out. Good day.